palatial new King David Hotel, we look upon the walls of old Jerusalem, walls that have been destroyed and rebuilt many times. The present ones dating from the 13th century and restored by Suleiman the Great between 1537 and 1541. We begin our visit to the old city at the Jaffa Gate, a busy center of traffic beyond which only foot traffic may continue. Just within the gate, we climb to the roof of a shop and watch the crowds passing in the streets below. The narrow David Street, one of the chief business streets, leads from the Jaffa Gate through the city to the Haram es-Sharif. The street descends fairly steeply the hill upon which the city is built. All the shops are narrow, and most of them overflow into the already crowded passageways. The large Palestine orange is one fruit that is plentiful and cheap enough for most of the people to eat. These boys with large baskets strapped to their backs are the messenger boys of the market. They will follow you about for a few cents and carry for you whatever you buy. This man is but one of the many money changers still to be found. A new use for old auto tires. Coarse but serviceable shoes. We wander on through the vaulted streets. They are dirty and dark, the sun penetrating through the small openings only in the middle of the day, casting as it does a strange light on the passers-by. Beneath the Damascus Gate a man sits and reads. From the Damascus Gate we follow a winding street, a street that leads through many arched passageways. We follow this street to the gate of St. Stephen's. From where we look across to the Mount of Olives. Near the foot of the hill is the quiet little Garden of Gethsemane, now the property and in the care of the Franciscans. Within the walls of the city again, we follow the Via Dolorosa, the route of suffering, on which Christ is said to have borne the cross from Pilate's house to Golgotha. At the upper end of the route is a small opening cut in the stone wall. Through this we pass and stand in a court before the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We enter the church through a door to the left. Within, in the center of the rotunda, is the chapel of the Holy Sepulchre. The great rotunda still has the foundation pillars and the massive outer walls of the Crusaders' church. We look over the housetops of the city toward the Haram es-Sharif, which is perhaps one of the most interesting places in Jerusalem. We pass along the Street of the Christians and through the lower end of David Street, to reach the noble sanctuary. On its site, King David erected an altar, and Solomon built his palace and temple. Here stood also a second temple, erected after the Babylonish captivity, and the third temple begun by Herod the Great. In 687, the Umayyad Abd al-Malik erected the famous Dome of the Rock, an octagonal building with a superb dome covering the rock from which Muhammad is said to have been carried into heaven by his miraculous steed Barak. Beyond the minaret and outside the enclosure is the wailing place of the Jews. We pass again along a narrow street and approach the stones that are said to have been part of the foundation of Solomon's temple. The Jews who never enter the Haram precincts for fear of desecrating the Holy of Holies have been in the habit of coming here from as early as in the Middle Ages to bewail the downfall of Jerusalem. Today they come from all over the world to pray and to lament.